Hello students, today we'll discuss IB Math, HL Paper 2, May 2018, Time Zone 2. My name is Nariman Melim. I'll try to explain theory and also we'll use graphic display calculator. Let's start. Section A, question 1. Let's look to this question. Okay, so consider the complex number, express z in the form a plus ib, where a, b is real number. So we should get rid of imaginary part here. This is done by multiplying denominator by conjugate, 6 minus 2i. So in the lower panel we have in red solution. So upper part we multiply using FOIL rule. So first term, then outer, then inner, then last term. The bottom part we use difference of squares. As a result we have new fraction. In this new fraction we replace I squared with minus 1. And then we divide and we get this answer, which is the same as in mark scheme, so this question is done. Question B. Find exact value of the modulus. So formula of modulus, square root of a squared plus b squared. Because we need exact value, we will use fraction form of a and b. Substitute these values and get this answer, so this question is done. Find argument of z giving you answer to 4 decimal places. So polar form of complex number z looks like this. So from this we see that tangent, sorry, this is mouse, okay. We see that tangent equal b over a, and to find angle theta we need inverse function arctangents of b over a, which is 19 over 3. This is a question answer with 4 significant figures. Question is done. Let's go further. Further we have polynomial. It is exactly divisible by x minus 1, x minus 2 and x minus 3. We should find p, q and r. So if it is divisible by this expression, then 1, 2 and 3 are roots of this expression, which means that when you substitute this 1, 2 or 3, expression turns into 0. Let's look to solution. So let's do it. So let's substitute 1, 2 and 3. We'll get 4 equations. After simplification we're getting another three equations. We can solve this equation ourselves. This is method 1. So from 1 we can express r in terms of p and q. Then substitute r in these terms in 2 and 3, and we'll get 2 new equations from which we can easily get rid of q. If we multiply second equation by minus q, we'll get minus 6p minus 2k equals 8. Add to equation 3 and you get rid of q. As a result you get this expression, and finally p equals minus 7. Then easily you can find q and then you can find r. To do it fast and without mistake, I recommend to use graphic calculator. So we need our 4 equations simplified. And here is apps button. So we press apps button. And here you have number 4, polynomial simultaneous 2. So we choose 4 and then press enter. Here we choose simultaneous equation solver, number 2. So first we choose number of equation, number of knowns. So number of equations is 3, so we move to the right one step, press enter, 3 equations, and number unknown also 3. Press enter. As we are ready, we go next. Here we should insert this value. So from first equation, 1, 1, 1, minus 7, coefficient and right part. So 1, enter, 1, enter, 1, enter, minus, attention, minus should be taken from here, minus, always, 7, enter, finished with first equation. Second is 4, 2, 1, minus 11, 4, 2, 1, minus 11, enter, and the last one, 9, 3, 1, minus 29, 9, 3, 1, minus 29, enter. So information is inserted. Now we go to solver, so we press this button, and here we have 3 P, Q and R. So here we have press history, so you can copy it if you want. I give you some time. Now I clear this. Now we clear doesn't work, so we will use second mode, and then again second mode. Now 2 times, and you clear this history, so you have initial position. Very good. Now we go to question 3. Okay, so question 3. Sorry, this is a mouse. Question 3. Question 3. We need more space. Right. Question 3. The random variable x has a normal distribution with mean mu equals 50 and variance sigma squared equals 16. Sketch the probability density for x, shade the region representing this boundary. Right, so here we have solution. First we show that sigma is 4. We find value of left boundary and value of right boundary. So we get 42 and 54. So then we draw bell-shaped graph centered at 50. We draw vertical line 42, vertical line 54, and we shade this area. So this question is done. Find the value of this probability. So exactly what we did. So 42 and 54. No need to calculate again, so we need to find this probability. Of course we will use calculator. This time we will need variance, so second variance, and here we choose number 2 because we need cumulative density function, number 2. We're asked about lower, so this is 42, 42, enter, and the upper, so enter we did, upper 54, enter. Again we should insert mu, so it is 50, enter, and sigma, it is 4, enter. And one more time enter, one more time enter, and we have the answer, correct answer. So if you want, you can copy the key press history, and I clear it. So again we press second, actually here second window we don't need, second mode, we just use clear, so that's easy. Here it is easy. Right, next question. Find the value for k for which probability is equal to 0.5. This is a bit tricky question, and I have drawn this distribution function, probability distribution function. Unshaded region is 0.5. We should find, so they say unshaded region is 0.5. So we understand that shaded regions are equal, and they equal 0.25. This is why this expression 50 minus 4k, probability of this is less than 0.25. Let's call this expression A, and let's use graphic calculator with inverse function. Okay, so we press second, varth, inverse normal number 3. So area, here we change it to 0.25. Enter. Mu is again 50. Sigma is still 4. And we get this value 47.3. Okay, so to get you should work with the calculator. So we should so k will be 50 minus our value, so let's multiply by -1. I choose minus, wrong minus, so answer. Okay, not answer. Okay, let's clear. So we have answer, so we should 50 minus answer and divide by 4. So 50, let's do this way. 50 minus answer, you make this way. Second and this. Equals. And we should divide this by 2. Strange, it shows the wrong answer. Let's see. It shows wrong answer. Okay, so our answer was this one. So let's repeat this value here. Enter. No, that's where is 47? Okay, let's repeat again. So we do it this way. Second, varth 3. So enter, 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 because we have just inserted these values. Enter. So what we should do, we should 50 minus answer equals divided by 4. And we get 674. Right, so here we have the information. Sorry, I was a bit confused, but you should use calculator TZ and answer. So what you found we call answer, so it is answer. So 50 minus answer divided by k, so 6067. So if you don't use, if you use another calculator, you'll get 75 something. So try to use calculator till the end answer. Very good. Let's go further. So here I have cleared history. Very good. Okay, so we go further. We come to question 4. Question 4 is geometry, and let us see what they give you and what right. So the sides of equilateral triangle ABC have length 1 meter. Midpoint of AB is denoted P. The circular arc AB has center M, the midpoint of CP. So P is midpoint of AB, M is midpoint of PC, ABC equilateral triangle with sides 1. Find AM. So to find AM, we will use Pythagorean several times. First of all, we need side AP, it is half. This is clear. To find PC, we use Pythagorean for triangle PAC. So 1 is hypotenuse, half is one side, and unknown side is x. Then we divide unknown side by 2, and then we have half PM, so we can find AM using Pythagorean. Let's see how I did it. So you can copy the solution. Right, so this is the solution. And you are keeping square root of 7. And right, so this was I. In double I, they ask us about the angle. So which angle? AMP. AMP. So we need side AP and side AM. If you divide AP by AM, you're getting sine. To find angle, you use sine minus 1. It's a very easy question, so you can read your okay. So here I have also how to do it using calculator. This is easy, so I don't want to spend time on it. If you need, then I can do it. Find the area of shaded region. So shaded region can be found as area of sector minus area of triangle. So you need formulas. Right, so this is B. So area shaded equals area of sector. So because it is equilateral triangle, angle is 60 degrees. Yes, okay. So area of sector will be pi r squared, 60 degrees over 306. So at a fraction of the whole square area, we get P over 6. Area of triangle can be found as half base times height. So we found actually we have all this information, so we're getting this answer. So answer is different from mark scheme because I think they made mistake in the calculation of right. So here I want to say that you should be very attentive about degrees and radians. So I recommend you to set your calculator to radians. How to do it? So you press mode and you find this third line is 1, 2, no, yeah, third line. Here you can choose either degrees or radians. So for example, I want to change to degrees. I press enter. Now it is degrees. No. Only now. I press enter. Now it changed to degrees. If I want to return to radians, so I press enter. Now it is radians. So this is done. Just for future. Okay, so this question, I think it is finished. Now question 5. Express as polynomial. So here we just use formula, standard formula. So this is standard formula. We substitute instead of n 3n plus 1, instead of r 3n minus 2. And here we see that we have 3n minus 2 factorial. So it is inside of the upper factorial. So I want to show that it is inside, and also add 3 last terms. So I can simplify these terms with this factorial. And be attentive, 3 factorial is 1 times 2 times 3, it is 6. So as a result, we get this expression. Question is done. 9 over 2n cubed minus half n. Question is done. B. Hence, find the least value of n for which this expression is more than 10 to the 6th. Solution is a bit difficult. Why? Because you should use calculator. So so we will use this time. There's several methods. You can use graphical method. We will use solver this time, just for difference. Let's use solver. So you go to math. If you scroll, you can scroll down, but I will scroll up because I know that the last one is solver. So I press enter. So I choose solver. Solver shows 2 equations that should be equal to each other. So here I have 4.5x minus 0.5x. I think this is enough, and the right part, for example, should be 10 to the 6th. How I do 10 to the 6th? I press second and comma. It showed me 10 to the, here I should insert 6. I finished, so I press enter, for example. Right, so here, don't think that you have answer. To get answer, you should press alpha and enter. I made mistake here. I didn't make cube, so let's return back. So math solver. So here I want to correct. So first of all, I delete it. Then I want to insert. So to insert, I press second and delete. Now I can insert. So I will insert second cubed. So raise to third power. Finished. Now it is okay. Okay. Again we press alpha, enter. And now we get correct answer. So I corrected my mistake in the formula. Now we get 60.5, and the list n means that it should be integer number, so you choose 61. So graphic calculator give us 6059. First integer is 61. So answer is 61. This question is done. So let's try to clear. So we clear history. Clear. This clear doesn't work, so we go to second and mode. Now it is okay. Right. Very good. Let's go further. Question 6. Question 6. Question is very easy. Using mathematical induction, prove this expression where a is between 0 and 1. So let's see what we have in solution. Right, standard method consists of 3 steps. Step 1, show that true for n1 or a bit more. Step 2, assume it is true for n equals k. Prove that is true for n equals k plus 1. Let's start. So, because n should be more or equal to 2, we take 2. And after simplification, we get a squared is more than 0, which is true. Step 2. Assume that true is the following inequality. Let's call it 1. We should prove this inequality. Let's multiply both sides of 1 by 1 minus a. So we want to get on the left the same expression as here. After simplification, we get this formula, and because ak is squared is more than 0, if it is true for this expression, it's also true without this additional. So then this is true, so we proved it. Question 7. Question 7. Also very easy question. A point P moves in a straight line with velocity. Determine the time at which velocity was 0. So it is only the use of calculator. But we should assign the time, start time, 0. Right, so let's do it. So first we go to Windows, X minimum we put 0, and we go to, so let's see what we have here written. So we go to Y equals, so this button. We wait. So we should accurately insert this function. So this function is e, so we should make e. To make e, you need, I think, to press second, and this button, division. Then you raise to minus, always take from here, minus x. Then you go to the right, minus. So minus, here we can take this minus 8 x squared. Again we need exponent. It is division, exponent raised to minus, is it minus? No, it is plus. So we take minus from here, minus 2x, 2x. I think we did right, so let's check. E minus x minus 8x squared. Let us graph it. So we need zeros, first zero. So to find zeros, you should press second trace, and here you should choose 2, 0. So there are many zeros, so this is why calculator puts this pointer in the middle. But you can insert the left boundary as 0, for example. 0, you see it starts inserting. Enter. And the right boundary, for example, somewhere it is less than 1, so I put 1. Enter. And again I put, so guess, and finally this is the answer. 4407. So we copy 3 significant figures. Question is done. So if you want, you can look at the key press history. Now I clear it. I press clear. Nothing happens. So I should press second mode. Now it cleared everything. Good. Question 7 is A, we did. B, find an expression for acceleration of p at time t. So let's look. So we should find derivative. So acceleration is derivative of this function. So to take derivative, so derivative of e minus t will be minus e minus t. What about derivative of this expression? So we use chain differentiation, and first we find derivative of first term, a t squared, then derivative of second term. This is, we use derivative of product. Here no problem, a t squared becomes 2t, e minus 2t is e minus 2t, and derivative of minus 2t, which is minus 2. After substitution, right, so here I have a mistake. Here I forgot to put e minus t here. So this question is done. Find the value of acceleration at point p t1. So time t1, okay, so t1 we will use with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 significant figures. Right, so we write again y. Now we need another function. So this is why we clear what we did before. So another function is minus. So we use this minus in case. E raised to minus x move to the right, minus 16x second e raised to minus 2x move to the right, plus 16x squared again e raised to minus 2x. Done. We can draw this graph, or we can go straight to calculate value. Oops. Okay, doesn't work. Okay, let's go back. Let's graph. I did something wrong. Let's check what we did wrong. Is this function correct? Second. Great. Right. Just a moment. Minus Okay, so I don't know why it doesn't work. Probably I did something wrong, but when I was doing is, so second trace, you choose evaluate, enter x equal, and you get the answer. So we don't have time. If you have question, please let me know. Right, let's go further. Okay, so question 8. Random variable binomial distribution parameters n and p. It is given that expected value is 3.5. Find the least possible value of n. Let's look to the solutions. So binomial distribution parameters n and p. P we don't know, n we don't know. Expected value, you should remember the formula. Expected value equals np. So np equals 3.5, n equals 3.5 over p. P is probability, so it should be less than 1. As a result, n is more than 3.5, so least possible value is 4. It is further given that probability x less than 1 equals correct of 4 significant figures. Determine the value of n and the value of p. probability that x is less or equal to 1 means that we have x equals 0 and x equals 1. So expressions are given like this. So we have these expressions. Hence we have this relation. We substitute NP equals 3.5, so instead of NP. And now we change, N we change to X, P we change to 3.5 over X. As a result, we have this expression, and we should find X. So we again use calculator. Right. So this time X should start from X can be 1, not 0. So we go to window, and the smallest value we take 1. The greatest value we take, for example, 100, or I don't know, 1000. Now we go to function. We clear the previous function, and we insert our new function. So 1 minus 3.5 over x, bracket is closed, to the power of x move to the right, plus 3.5 times, bracket open, 1 minus 3.5 over x raised to power x minus 1. Finished. This should be done in solver. Okay, I'm sorry, it should be done in solver. No, okay, no matter, doesn't matter. So we here we use graphical method. So another function will be constant, 0, 9, 4, 78. Enter. And we want to graph this. So it takes some time. Should wait. Because it is probability, y should be small value. Okay, so we don't say anything on the scale. So we go to window. So the value of y will change to minimum to 0 and maximum to 0.5. Let's see. section. The section is 5. So lower boundary will take from here, so enter. And upper boundary will move pointer more and more to the right. Enough. This is a guess. We press enter again, and here we have the answer. Answer is 11,999, which is, because it is x, so we did this exercise. So we choose 12, and we find p easily by dividing 3.5 by 12. So this question is done. Section B. Section B about Poisson distribution. Let's go step by step. So read the question. The number of taxis arriving at Cardiff Central Railway Station can be modeled by a Poisson distribution. During busy periods of day, taxis arrive at mean rate of 5.3 taxis every 10 minutes. Let T represent a random 10 minutes busy period. Find probability that exactly 4 taxis arrive during T. So solution should be given not here but on separate pages, attached separate pages. This is why we go lower. Right. Question 9 is about Poisson distribution. So this should be lambda. So in the book they give m, but here everywhere lambda. So lambda is 4.3 for time period 10 minutes. So we should find Poisson distribution for this distribution exactly 4. So we use, so first of all we press history here. So press here, nothing happens. So we press second mode, and then it clears. Right. So let's follow this instruction. Second verse. So second verse. We need Poisson distribution. It is scrolling Poisson distribution, not cumulative. It is just this one. We press enter. Oh, they want us lambda, which is 5.3, 5.3. We press enter. X value exactly how many times? 4 times. So we insert 4. Press enter, enter, and one more time enter. And this is what we get. So we copy 4 significant figures: 14, 61, 14, 16, 40, 41. Sorry. 3 significant figures, so it is 1.6, 164. So this question is done. Next, find the most likely number of taxis that would arrive during T. So here we need theory, so we should know how this function looks. It is discrete function, and we should change the mode to sequence. So let's do it. So mode, here you have function, so you go to function, then you move to sequence, and you press enter. Now we are in sequence. In window we put y minimum. So we already put y minimum 0, y maximum 0.5. So n start from 1. Okay. Till, let's make it 100. And now we go to y. This time y will look differently as for sequence. And we insert this element of the sequence, term of the sequence. It will be, let's do it so, right, so let's clear this history, right, okay. So it is exponent raised to minus 3.5, minus we take from here, in case move to the right, multiply by 3.5 raised to get n. Now you go here, now it will be not x but will be n, right, divided by n, and here we need factorial. So to get factorial, I think we should go to mass probability, and you see factorial symbol. So we choose. So you go to mass, then you go to probability, you choose 4, enter. We got this here. Let us check. E minus 3.5, 3.5 to the end. Okay, now graph. Wow. Okay, let's I think we should take less values, and from 1 till, let's say, 20. Sorry. So we can find the most likely number. So let's find the most likely number. What if we go to calculate? No, value we don't need. We definitely need this most likely value. So we move, and finally we find this value. So you move pointer and it should show you that most maximum is at n equals 5. I think that I inserted formula wrongly. Let's see. E minus 3.5. Okay, something is wrong, so I don't know what is the reason. I did it before, no problem. Okay, so we go further. 3i. Given that more than 5 taxis arrive during T, find the probability that less 7 taxis arrive during T. I give you time to look to the solution. This is conditional probability. Right. So A, probability that A happens if B happened. More than 5 taxis arrive. This is B. Exactly 7 taxis arrive. So here you need to use 2 probabilities. One probability will be just probability and another will be cumulative. But there is only cumulative for less. This is why you change px more than 6 to px less than 6. And as I told you, you should use calculator. How you can do it? For example, you got one value, you assign this value to A, you got another value, you assign this value to B, then you should divide A divided by 1 minus B. Let's do it. Right. Okay. So clear doesn't work. Clear works here. Right. Okay. Very good. So first we go to second bars. Poisson, not cumulative. This one. PDF. Enter. So we have all the same values except this time we have 7. X is 7. Enter. Enter. Calculate. So we do the following. We press button store. For example, we want to assign to letter A. So letter A we insert this way. Alpha A. And then we press enter. So now A has this value. Then we go to calculation of another function which is cumulative. This Poisson cumulative. Press enter. So 5.3, and this value we take 5. Enter, enter, enter. We store it in letter B. Letter B is alpha and this button. Press enter. Now we should calculate A divided by 1 minus B. So let's do it. So A divided by bracket 1 minus B, bracket closed, and this is the answer. Yes, we got correct answer, 0.2767. So you see, I use exact values, otherwise the last digit mostly is different. So okay, this is story. key press story. You can look at it. I clear this one. Clear it. Right. Okay. Let's go further. Now we can see the two periods. During quiet periods of day, taxis arrive at a mean rate 1.3 taxis every 10 minutes. Find the probability that during a period of 15 minutes, of which first 10 is busy and next 5 minutes is quiet, that exactly 2 taxis arrive. So possible scenarios are: first 10 minutes 2 cars, next 5 minutes 0 cars, then 1 and 1, then 0 and 1. So we should add up these probabilities. So to find probabilities, we use graphic calculator as before. So for first period, exactly 2 with lambda. Again, here should be lambda. Let's change to lambda. So lambda is 5.3 and x is 2. So you find these values. Then 5 minutes period. Lambda of 5 minutes period you should calculate, because it is given for 10 minutes period. Because it is 5 minutes period, the lambda will be 0.65. So you calculate this value and then you find total probability. As I explained, all these values should be calculated with graphic calculator. You can store information of the solution A, B, C, D, E, F, and then you can calculate this value: A times B plus C plus D, and you'll get this answer. This question is done. Right. Question 10. Consider the expression as sketch the graph. Okay, let me move. Sketch the graph from minus 5 P8 to P8. So cotangents is 1 over tangents, and so I have drawn vertical lines here, dotted lines, vertical lines, every P over 4. For tangent, which is periodical function, it is red. For cotangents, it is blue. For cotangents minus x, it is green. Then this green and red should be repeated, and you're getting something like this. Plus, tangent is shifted to the left, pi over 4, and cotangents is shifted to the right, pi over 4. As a result, they coincide, and when you multiply them at p over 4, you get 0. Here you get increasing value, and here minus minus also positive increasing value. As a result, you are getting this picture, which is symmetrical, and that's done. Right. Okay, let's go further. With reference to your graph, explain why f is function on the given domain. So function means for every x there is only one value of y. It is. There is no inverse function. So check for inverse function. Horizontal line crosses it in 2 points. So there will be no correspondence from 1 to 1 correspondence. So here is the answer: no inverse function, because fails to. So horizontal line test. Horizontal line crosses the graph at 2 points. Next, show that fx can be written as gt with t equals tangent x. So here you just use, it's not very complicated, so you use formula for tangent of sum several times, use values of tangent p over 4, and you simplify. So this is, you can just look and copy, no problem. Sketch the graph of y equals gt for t less than or equal to 0. Give the coordinates of any intercepts and equation of any asymptotes. Let's see. So actually our g over t is division of these two graphs. So what t plus 1 moves to the left, t minus 1 moves to the right, and okay. So when you divide green by red, what you get? First of all, green is always greater, so it is increasing function. Not increasing. If you make t increasing to infinity, you'll get 1. So you have asymptotes. Here at this point, you have at point t minus 1, you have 0. And let's see what we have. Right, okay. And at point 0, you have 1. So you have 1 here, you have 0 here, you have asymptote, which is also 1. Right. Okay, let's see what we need. Right, so now algebra. So let A and B to be roots of gt equals k. Find A, alpha and beta in terms of k. It's very easy, so you write expression and use square root of both sides. When you square root, you have two streams, plus square root of k and minus square root of k. After rearranging, you get the solutions. T1 like this, fraction like this, and T2 fraction like this. Right. Show that alpha plus beta is less minus than minus 2. So you add T1 and T2, and you get minus k, 1 plus k, 1 minus k. You should use a formula of difference of squares. So 1 plus k, 1 minus k is more than 1. Why? Because k more than 0. As a result, the total expression is less than minus 1. So done. Question 11. Okay. A curve C is given by the implicit equation. Shows that derivative is this expression. Let's see. So we find derivative, differentiate on both sides. When we differentiate sine, we also differentiate xy. So this is differentiation of xy. So x derivative is 1 times 1 plus x divided. Okay. Simplifying, we get this expression. Done. Question B. The curve intersects C at P and Q. Find the coordinates of P and Q. So we have system of two equations. We simplify first function by putting xy equals minus p over 2, and we get the following. solutions. x1 equals square root of pi over 2, x2 equals minus square root of pi over 2. Given that gradients of the tangent C to P are m1 and m2, shows that m1 times m2 equals 1. So the expression for derivative is simplified and becomes like this. So y has these values, so we can find y1 and y2, and then we can find the values of m1 and the value of m2 by substituting the values. So it becomes 1. So we proved it. Find the coordinates of 3 points on C near the origin where the tangent is parallel to the line y minus x. So y equals minus x, hence gradient equals minus 1. So it means that derivative equals minus 1, so we have expression for derivative and we have expression for we rearrange this formula and we get either y minus x equals 0 or sine xy equals 0. So if y minus x equals 0, y equals x, function itself is like this, so we have this expression, and we should find solution from graphic calculator. So this can be done by different methods. For example, we can use graphing. So let's go. So let's first of all we should return back to function. Press enter. Okay. So now clear, this clear, and this clear. So function is 2x minus cosine x squared bracket closed. Let's graph it. It takes a lot of time. So x minimum is the 0. Y, let's take, still calculating. Near, they say near 0, so this is why we should take very, for example, here we can take 5. Actually, it will be easier if we use intersect. probability. So y minimum, let's take -2, -10, y maximum, oops, Windows, now it looks nicer. Right, so we are going to use here intersect, or zeros, intersect. Intersect is 5, and we need, so left boundary will be, for example, 0. Oops, what happened? Second intersect, 0, okay, 0. Zero and 2, let's put 0, enter, and right boundary will be 2, enter. Guess, answer. Okay, right, so 0, 4, 8, 6 something. Right, so this is the answer that we have in the answer sheet. And then going to second stream, we get xy equals 0. So if either y equals 0 or x equals 0. So we have three solutions. One solution we got from graphic calculator, 048 something 6. And y equals x, so the same value for y and x. Thank you very much. So this video is over. If you have any questions, if you need another advice, please